All right. You got my screen okay?
I do.
Perfect. So what I want to show, I want to start with this is my carousel, and so people know what it is. What I like about it is you can say something up top, and this isn't a good example, a perfect example of what I want to go through today, but for a starting point, just to show a carousel, and you'll see it's, however many, and then people can just click through it and get information. Okay. But the strategy that I want to use with you is that I want to use for prospecting when we're not getting attention is, and I'll just use this to go through it quickly. So we want to use this to get prospect attention. And sorry, let me turn my phone off there. And this is the process that we do. So I want you to think through and identify 10, 12, it could be 15 of your prospects that are not really responding. And what we need to do then is ask their advice on something, right?
Are you speaking of, when you say prospects, connections or just prospects?
Just prospects.
Okay.
Right? Because then we can connect with them or ask them their advice any way we can. I mean, you could leave it as a phone voicemail, right? At that point, you could send it to them in an email. You can work on, if they are a connection, you could send it to them in a LinkedIn message as well. Really doesn't matter. We use whatever available tools we have to communicate. But what we're going to do is ask their input on something. So this is a way it can work. And I'll share with you the one that somebody did and got me involved. So I'll share from my perspective as the prospect. Sent me a message and said that he was going to create a carousel on commenting on LinkedIn and the value of commenting, and asked if I would share my advice. Right. So, of course, when somebody asks our advice, they get our attention. Because now we're not saying, hey, I want your time, I want to sell you something. We're saying, hey, I value you, I value your input, I'd love to get your advice on this. Now you've got to come up with that topic for your industry, and everybody's got to figure out what that is and test things, right? The first time you do this, it's not going to be, out of the park grand slam for you. But we ask their advice, we get them to submit to us a couple of comments, a couple of paragraphs, whatever it is. And then we use their snippets of that to create the carousel. And then when we publish it, we can actually tag them in it legitimately, because like, hey, your post then says, let me go back to here. So then what you say up here at the top is what you created, why you created it, and then you can thank all the people that have contributed to it by tagging them in the post. And then you've got this carousel, and what we would do that's different than this one is maybe you make put somebody's words, their quote, and then put their name on it. And then you can go through, users can go through and read all of the comments that people said. So it's very focused. You can find people in your industry, the right titles, and maybe it's something on their biggest challenge. It's something they're doing that is working successfully right now. It's something that they've changed in the last 6 months. Like, you guys have got to think through what that right topic is, and how to phrase it. But it's a much better way, a quicker way to capture their attention and start to build that relationship. Simultaneously, it's giving you content that speaks to your customers that you're an influencer in this space. All these people are connected to you. You become like the center of this, spoken wheel concept in the industry. I'm going to pause there. What are your
That's the word that comes to mind is that's magical. I can see where that can be powerful, because everybody likes to give advice, and it's, it plays to ego some, and also sets them up as the expert, but I'm the person asking, so it shows that I'm interested.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What's
And carousels help you, that you stand out in the news feed. It's a different type of post. So it captures attention. The other thing is you always have it on your post. And what you can do is, and I do this quite a bit, is I go to my own post, I copy the post link, and then I can share it with people in an email or in a direct message forever.
Yeah.
Right. It becomes, when you get into the buyer enablement and the revenue zone strategy that Tom has, this could become one of your bricks.
Yeah.
So we're starting to set up our bricks and say that this is, this is step one. We're not trying to sell them anything. We're just trying to maybe get them think differently about something. And as you dive into more of Tom's book on the revenue zone, we focus on thinking about our buyers. What is it that they need to know? And what is it that they need to believe in order to want to talk to us, right? We're creating demand at this point. We're not asking for the call, because we're aligning the way that we sell with the way the buyer likes to research. We become the source of their research. And then as they're reading it, they're learning it, they're watching videos, they're going through carousels, whatever it is, they're educating themselves. And then we become the source of that expertise.
Fair to say, arouse their curiosity, make them lean in.
Absolutely.
Tell me more.
You got it. And
tell me more, ask me more.
Exactly. See me as a resource.
That's what I wanted. Yes.
Right. And then you got the other stuff within LinkedIn where, like I said, you stand out in the news feed because not enough people are creating carousels. It builds your personal brand profile. It's easier content to read. Like if I wanted to say all of this stuff, it would be an article, and we know people's attention spans aren't really there to read articles. So it's just quick little snippets that they can read through, educate themselves. And at the end of it, they see, you as the source of all that valuable information.
That here to be a resource. That's I like that. I copied it from Larry Levine.
Yeah.
And Larry's like that. I mean, it's exactly what he wants to be, a resource, and authentic about that.
Yep. And that's what we want to do. And that's what, all of the show and Modern Seller HQ is all about, a resource. And then the inner circle is where we help the step-by-step process to be able to do those things. Right? So the first thing we do is we go to Canva. Now, if you don't have a Canva account, go to canva.com, create a free account. Pretty simple. And then we go up to create a design.
Go to what? Create
a design.
Yep.
And if you just do a search for carousel, you'll see that LinkedIn carousel comes up. And just select it. Now, the cool thing is that there's all kinds of templates that they have. And you don't have to worry too much about design, right? Because they'll have, different templates and things like that. So once you have the panel to work with, this becomes your template. And what I like to do is save it as a template. So up here is where you can save it, and you can call it your. This way you can always later on, you can come up here into file and say, make a copy of it, and then change the content. Or, maybe you want to build out a template, save it. And then every time you create one, you can go in and make a copy and then start from there. That makes sense? Cool.
Now that's the blank template, but there's themes in here you can pick as a background.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we go in here, again, we can find carousel Instagram posts or carousel posts. I don't know if I can't remember. Do they do? There we go. Carousel LinkedIn posts. They have all these different designs that you can go through. Okay. And if you put your cursor over it, it'll kind of go through. And don't worry about color schemes or anything like that. You'll notice this one right here. This is the one that I used. And then I went through and changed the colors.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But all kinds of options. I wouldn't even worry too much about changing colors if you didn't want to. But so we find one, we choose one that we like, and you'll notice some of them have videos included. If you want to get into video, you can do that as well. But let me find one here. I'm just going to choose one.
Yeah, just go through it.
And then once you're here, you can also come in and change the different styles. So you can choose that as a style. But you can also, if you keep clicking through it, it's going to give you some different options and things like that. And you can go into, I won't go into deeper Canva right now, but you can go into Canva and kind of create your own style guide and all that. You go right here to Brand Hub. Let me click there. And you can go through here and you create your own color schemes. You can create your own, set your own fonts and everything. And maybe we'll do that on another training. So let me go. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back. There we are. Okay, so once you have it, you select it, you add it as a page. And you simply click add page, choose another one, and you kind of can build out your flow. And then with any of these, you can also come into Canva and like choose that design, and you come here for the color. And once you have your brands, you can choose your colors, or you can choose any of these colors you want. They have this one here. If you have exact color guides from your brand, you can choose that and just add in your hex codes.
Gotcha.
Okay. But let's say I wanted to change that one to green. I choose green. And then on your copy, you can come in here and these are grouped. So sometimes that type of stuff can be annoying. You can just click ungroup. And now these are individuals. And if you want to get rid of it, you just delete it. So it's a really simple drag and drop. You have all your tools on this side. So let's say I wanted to add new text. I can go, hey, I want to add this subheading. You drag things around.
Kind of like working with PowerPoint.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Google Slides, whatever.
Yep. Choose your colors. They have a whole bunch of different fonts.
You can click inside the box there and change your copy.
Yep, exactly. And what you do is, like with things like this, don't try to be too creative in a sense that like keep it simple. Use fonts that are very easy to read. Don't use scripted handwriting type of fonts. We really want to make it easy for people to get a quick little nugget, read it, and then click next. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, make sure the fonts are easy, good size, all of that type of stuff. choose your color combination that makes sense. And I'll have to put another video together that kind of goes through how to set your brand and do all that. But once you have that, then, come up here and save it.
Where'd you go to save it?
Name it up
Oh,
here,
okay. Yeah.
right? And you can always, click save. It auto saves a lot. So generally not a challenge, but once you kind of have the basic framework down that you want, either build out your carousel and then know that in future carousels, you'll make a copy and then change things. Or once you get the foundation done, you can save it. And then anytime you want to create a new one, you come down here and you go make a copy. And you notice it just created a copy. It calls it copy. And then maybe I want to call this one on how to carousel. No, let me do this.
So
publish.
In a sense, Canva, which I think I do have an account, allows you to basically make a PowerPoint type of deal that you can, what do you do, export it into LinkedIn, or how's that?
Yeah. Go through it all. Once you have it down and you like it and everything, then what we need to do, and this is how we save it as a carousel for LinkedIn. So what we need to do is we go up to share. We select download. And then up here, we go to a PDF standard. And then you have to click flatten. And then what it'll do, and I'll just do this one. We download it. And let me wait for that to download.
Flatten just makes the file smaller, right?
Well, it also makes it the way that we want it for LinkedIn.
Gotcha.
Right, so that it goes through the different slides. So that's downloaded. Then we go to LinkedIn. And this time when you go to create a post, what we do is we come down here to select a document. Right. And then choose your file. It'll load it. And you want to add a description title to it. This isn't going to be the copy that promotes it. This is just a description. So in this case, I'm just going to call it a test, but this should be capturing their attention. Right. This is, I think, the one that I did on comments. It was why commenting matters on LinkedIn. Right. Something that's going to capture their attention. And when they scroll, let me go back. Oops. Let me go back here. I'll show you where the title plays. There it is. Here's the title. And so every time they go to the next page, I thought it went on every page. Something that'll trigger it with your cursor too, but it's right there, the title.
Now, when you went to choose the file, was it on your computer? You downloaded it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when we're here and we go to download, it's just going to save it to your hard drive. Like my default, everything goes to a folder called downloads. If I'm going to keep it, I move it to a different folder. If not, I have a bunch of things I use and then delete because I don't need them anymore.
I'm with you.
But make your headline something that's eye-catching and intriguing to them. And then once you're there, you can click through it, you could see it, you click done, and then it takes you to what looks like a regular post. And this is where you can say what you created, why you created it. And then this is where you can also do the something like a thank you to all the gracious contributors. And then you use the @ sign if you don't know how to tag.
Mm-hmm.
Use the
Yeah.
@ sign. And if you
Yeah.
just start spelling someone's name,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find them and you tag them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know how to do that. I can see where it's certainly a little time consuming, but I can also see that it's a high value. It has the possibility of being high value, and so it's probably worth the time.
Right. Right. And what I would say too, when you're creating your carousel,
Mm-hmm.
add something at the end that is, let me grab this and make it a little bit about who you are. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Brandon Lee. And then you can come down here and say, I help people use. My more thing is I help experienced older salespeople convert their experience into digital selling success.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And same thing as you said before with like PowerPoint, you can make it bigger,
Mm-hmm.
choose different fonts,
Yeah.
all of that type of stuff. But that's good to have at the end of your carousel. So as people are reading it, then you get a chance to introduce yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other call to action if you have it. Like as you do more of these, you may want to add there and say, if you haven't seen, let me duplicate this. By the way, if you don't know how to do that, if you have a slide and you want to use the foundation of it, they've got a duplicate button here.
Mm-hmm.
You click it and it
Yeah.
duplicates it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could do something like, if you have not seen it yet, I have more carousels,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you
Mm-hmm.
if you want to get through it all.
I sure don't see many of them.
Yep. So here's mine. I did the top 10 commenting styles.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's mine. I'm Brandon Lee. I help sales professionals, business leader,
Mm-hmm.
And then my call to action is for people to join the Modern Seller HQ community.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. That's exciting.
Yeah. And I think the key here, Dave, is right here. This is where the strategy comes in.
Yeah.
Hey,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I see the strategy of asking prospects and even some connections their advice.
Yeah.
That's what will make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or higher probability.
Yep.
Absolutely see that because you're getting participation. That's no different than running a sales meeting, and the way to get interaction I learned over the years leading a team, ask them open-ended questions.
Right.
Right.
What
do you think? What's your opinion?
Yeah. And you may want to consider doing a first carousel without talking to people, without asking your prospects for input.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's something when you do ask them for input, say, I'm creating another carousel. The topic is on whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for, would you be willing to share comments on it?
Mm-hmm.
and I'll include you in it. And then you can always share a link and say, here's an example of one of my previous carousels, and share the link. And like I showed before, you don't know how to do it. You go to your own post and you click the three dots, copy the link to post. And it's cool too for like your company, if you want to embed it into a blog article or anything on the website. Now you've got this really rich, valuable, what we would call a brick from Top Stuff, but a piece of content that's part of the yellow brick road that you can share all the time. And it's much better to send somebody hey, I wanted to share this with you and here's why, than to ask them for 30 minutes of their time to have a discussion.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I had been on I searched, I saw, I didn't even know I never even heard the term carousel until I saw one. I thought, oh, that's neat. And so I just Googled it and for LinkedIn. And of course I got the LinkedIn, tutorial on it. And this is much better.
Canva makes it really easy to do. The first one takes a while. But it's all part of that. Let's go slow to move fast. And the other piece with it is that with the other mindset is that we can't control the buying journey, but we can contribute to it. And this becomes a tool to help you contribute to their buying journey.
I'm gonna write that one down. I dropped my pen though. I can't control, well, I got the recording. Can't control the buying journey, but I can participate in it.
Right. Let's see, I have an article on it here, plus we have it all over. Where did I put it? There it is.
It's number 2 of the mindset list.
Yep. Thanks, Tom. Yep. Okay. So as sellers, you can't control the buyer journey, but you can influence it. And this is an act, a motion that we can control that helps us contribute to or influence their buying journey.
Yep.
With modern buyers, the way that we sell has changed. Right? The motions aren't, hey, I got something really important. Do you have time? It's we demonstrate our importance. We demonstrate our value. We demonstrate that we are sharing high quality information, and that creates demand. Or when we're doing this, then the next time you call or the next time you send an email, we've increased the probability that they're going to respond because they recognize us. Our personal brand, if you will, our reputation is that we contribute a lot of great information. When you do something like this and you got 10 or 15 people that have all contributed, you look like you're, the center of the industry because all these people are contributing to your carousel. You must know all these people. You must have influence. Like there's a lot of things that get applied to us because we do things like this.
I see it.
And then when you tag all those folks, people in their company may come across it on LinkedIn as well, because you've tagged people that they're connected to.
I see it.